В начале марта заместитель генсекретаря НАТО Жоанна сказал, что Молдове для того, чтобы стать членом Европы полноценным, нужно меньше бояться России. Вот как вы думаете, что это значит на практике? Должна ли Молдова, например, присоединиться к санкциям против России или вступить в НАТО, или дело только во внутренних реформах?
I think with its application for membership in the European Union, Moldova has very clearly declared itself as a member of Europe. Moldova is already in Europe. And the European Union's positive response to the application for membership, I think, speaks to that as well. As a candidate to the European Union, Moldova is already in Europe and is working towards this goal of European integration. So what lies on this path? Certainly a number of reforms in order to realize this future of European integration. And these reforms will certainly be difficult. They will be challenging. But Moldova can count on the support of all of its partners, NATO, European Union, our member states, and other partners as well, because we want to help Moldova realize this future of European integration.
По-вашему, в долгосрочной перспективе стоит ли все-таки Молдове стремиться в НАТО, потому что при войне по соседству такой вопрос, естественно, у многих возникает. Как Молдова может обеспечить свою безопасность?
First and foremost, the question of how to best provide for its security is only for Moldova to decide. This is a question for the Moldovan people and for the Moldovan government. And no third party should offer its views or direct Moldova what to do. So this is only for Moldova to decide for itself. But a number of countries, including some of NATO's partners, are currently evaluating what does security look like when our rules-based international order is undermined, when big countries like Russia invade smaller countries like Ukraine, when they violate the UN Charter and achieve their foreign policy goals by use of force. So this is a question that's facing a number of countries, and Moldova is not alone in considering how best to provide for its own security. But it is still, as a neutral, constitutionally neutral country, a question only for Moldova to decide.
Вот как раз вопрос о конституционном нейтралитете Молдовы. Сейчас, естественно, о нем говорят часто, причем в последнее время этот вопрос поднимает в том числе и оппозиция, говорят, что власть слишком поддерживает Украину в этой войне. А власти же наши говорят, что Молдова должна переосмыслить понятие нейтралитета. Вот по-вашему, этот постоянный нейтралитет, он вообще может быть защитой, способом обеспечить свою безопасность? И что это значит вообще?
So we've been hearing from the government and have seen the opinion of the leaders of Moldova that strong neutrality requires strong defense. And I think this is a very logical conclusion. In order to be able to defend itself as a constitutionally neutral country, in order to have a strong security and defense sector, Moldova needs to implement reforms to raise its capacity to defend itself in case of both conventional threats and challenges, but also unconventional ones, whether it is hybrid attacks or cyber attacks or disinformation. The kinds of challenges require a strong capacity to respond. And I think the focus of the Moldovan government on strengthening the defense and security sector is a very excellent step in that direction. NATO is helping a lot in that area to strengthen the capacity of the defense and security sector, to increase the strength of the institutions to deal with those kinds of challenges, and Moldova can count on our support. And as our 30-year partnership between NATO and Moldova has demonstrated very clearly, there's absolutely no contradiction between cooperation, partnership, and constitutional neutrality. It is possible to do both, and we have certainly other partners who are both neutral and very strong partners of NATO.
Но мы все понимаем, что Молдова — это очень маленькая страна рядом с большой войной. Что, по-вашему, она должна сделать в первую очередь вот в этих реформах для обеспечения своей безопасности?
So reforms are important across all sectors, but I'll focus a little bit specifically on the question of resilience. I've mentioned some of the kinds of threats and challenges that Moldova, but also NATO and NATO countries are facing right now. some of these hybrid disinformation cyber challenges. And resilience of the government institutions is really essential in this regard. The ability to withstand, to react, to be able to defend the country in the face of such challenges is really important and is what provides for the security of the Moldovan citizens. Incidentally, this area of resilience, the ability to withstand whether man-made or natural disasters, is an area where NATO and Moldova are working very closely together at the moment.
Если вот верить большинству опросов в Молдове, опросов общественного мнения, то население в большинстве своем против вступления Молдовы в НАТО. Очень многие это воспринимают как вступление именно в военный альянс, что якобы подвергает нас большему риску. А как страны-члены НАТО смотрят на потенциальное, пусть даже в долгосрочной перспективе, вступление Молдовы в Союз, в Альянс, потому что, естественно, на фоне войны в Украине этот вопрос возникает. И мы видим примеры Финляндии и Швеции.
So NATO's door is open to the European democracies who wish to join our alliance. But that is a choice only for those countries to make. We have had an application for membership from Finland and Sweden, and we have responded positively to it. In fact, it looks like we are within days of Finland joining the alliance and Sweden soon after. And we're very pleased to have them as members of our alliance. But whether other countries join in the future and whether that's something Moldova considers in the future is only for Moldova to decide. For now, the government and the constitution are very clear that Moldova is neutral, and we respect that. And we have always in our 30-year partnership have respected that fully and completely. We support Moldova's territorial integrity, sovereignty, and independence, and the ability of Moldova to decide which alliances or partnerships or organizations to join. For example, the European Union. We're very pleased that Moldova is progressing on its path to the European Union, but that is solely Moldova's choice to make.
Если говорить вот как раз о смешанных новых угрозах, которые вы упоминали, в Молдове и, в принципе, в Соединенных Штатах уже давно говорят о том, что в Кремле есть план по дестабилизации ситуации в Молдове и некий план госпереворота. Несмотря на то, что мы сейчас не видим, чтобы эти планы были сколько-нибудь успешные, но все-таки как НАТО помогает или может помочь в этой ситуации и вообще имеют ли возможности другие страны, члены НАТО, вмешиваться вот в эти наши угрозы такого типа?
We have been helping Moldova withstand challenges and respond to different challenges and threats throughout our partnership. And I'll touch on a few areas that we're working on particularly actively right now. One is in the sphere of political support. So we've increased quite significantly the level of our political dialogue, our political engagement with Moldova, not only the government, but also civil society and the media, in order to understand the kinds of threats and challenges that Moldova faces and how we can best help Moldova withstand and react to them. Of course, the participation of Foreign Minister Popescu in the meeting of NATO foreign ministers in December in Bucharest is one example, but there are also others, and we're meeting at very senior levels, including the Secretary General and President Maia Sandu. We will continue to work together in the political sphere, and we will continue to engage with civil society, with the media, including through the NATO Liaison Office here in Chisinau, so that we can explain what NATO is, what NATO does, and why we cooperate with Moldova and how we are helping. Then let me turn a little bit to the area of practical support and practical cooperation. We're focused on the defense and security sector to help Moldova strengthen its capacity to withstand the various threats and challenges. I mentioned already a little bit of resilience, how to strengthen the resilience of the government institutions in the face of different threats and challenges. And that's one example. We've just introduced a new program of professional development for the civil service in order to strengthen the capacity of the government employees of the civil service sector to support the government's response to these threats and challenges. And we have a number of other programs, including in the area of cyber defense, responses to hybrid threats and challenges, responses to disinformation and how best to combat disinformation and get accurate, factual information out there. I think this engagement in order to provide the facts, provide accurate information, and build a strong dialogue with the Moldovan people about what NATO is and how NATO works together with Moldova is really crucial, because this is how we build an engaged, vibrant civil sector, civil society sector, that really thinks about how best to respond in these very challenging security times.
Но все-таки вот это время, оно дает, да, не только вызовы, но и какие-то, возможно, к сожалению, но возможности. И сейчас часто говорят о том, что итоги войны в Украине и потенциальное поражение России и ее ослабление может создать возможность для реинтеграции Приднестровья в Молдове. Вот как вы думаете, есть ли вот этот шанс вообще, появится ли он в таком случае, и что молдавским властям нужно делать уже сейчас для того, чтобы им воспользоваться?
We see that the Moldovan government is focused on a peaceful resolution to the situation in Transnistria. NATO does not have a role in the resolution of the situation, but we see the efforts that the government is making to improve the lives and the livelihoods of all citizens of Moldova, whether they live on the left shore, the left side of the Dniester River, or the right. And the government's efforts to participate in the Transnistrian settlement process, to reach a peaceful resolution to the situation, is something that we support, but as I mentioned, do not have an active role in. But I think the efforts to engage in that peaceful dialogue by the government and the efforts to improve the lives of all citizens of Moldova are very important.
Но как вы все-таки думаете, вот будет ли этот шанс, возникнет ли он в текущей ситуации?
We certainly hope that the efforts that the government in Moldova is making towards a peaceful settlement and the reintegration of Transnistria to restore Moldova's territorial integrity and sovereignty are successful. That is very much our hope.